What's up guys, it's Widgeon TV here. Welcome back to another fantastic Widgeon TV video. Today we're going to be going in depth with Guerrilla Fighter. So Guerrilla Fighter has got to be one of the least liked perks in Destiny. I mean, if you just Google Guerrilla Fighter Destiny, you'll find all sorts of posts that call for Guerrilla Fighter to be completely removed from the game. But in this video, I might be able to change your mind about that. Make sure to stick around till the end. I think I've got a good video for you guys today. So first off, I wanted to thank Epic Gamers. He suggested this topic in my last video, and if you want one of your topics covered on my channel, leave a comment down below, and maybe I'll make my next video on that topic. And make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Alright, so let's jump into it. So activating this perk is really easy. All you have to do is take cover, make sure you're crouched, and when you aim down sights, you'll automatically stand up and activate the perk. And just as a side note, you don't need the perk to take advantage of this cover system, but notably there isn't a lean function, which we'll be talking about later in the video. So the activation section of this video actually started out as just a small footnote, but I actually found out some pretty interesting things while I was testing it. One of the interesting things that I found out was that you can pretty much activate this anywhere. It works on pretty much anything that you can call cover. Like, don't get me wrong, if you're on flat ground, you probably won't be able to activate it. But if there's even just a little hill, you'll probably be able to activate the perk and take advantage of those bonuses. And even weirder, when I was testing it, I found out that you don't actually always have to be behind cover. You can sidestep or back up out of cover, and the Guerrilla Fighter perk will remain active. Now, this is kind of finicky and it won't work every time, but sometimes I could wander away really far before the perk would deactivate. Maybe if you're bored, you should give it a shot and see if you can push the limits of this perk. So the first bonus that this perk gives you while you're behind cover is bonus accuracy. So the accuracy was actually really easy to test. I found some cover and I used the wall to measure the accuracy. I concluded that Guerrilla Fighter gives you an extra 15 to 20% recoil reduction, which is fairly substantial and noticeable on the wall, but when you're actually playing, it feels like way more than that. Pretty much every gun feels like a laser beam when you're behind cover, especially something like this high rate of fire scout rifle. You really notice the difference when you're using this perk. But other guns like this light machine gun, they already have really good stability, so you don't notice them as much. But overall, I would say the accuracy bonus is substantial and very useful. Alright, so next we're going to move on to the next part of this perk, and that is handling. So handling is another big part of this perk, and after quite a bit of testing, I found out that it doesn't affect anything except your aim down sight speed. But luckily, the change in aim down sight speed is again very substantial. In fact, 40 to 50% for most guns. Especially for something like a sniper, aim down sight speed is always an important stat. So again, Guerrilla Fighter gives you a noticeable and substantial improvement in your stats. So next up, let's go on to the most important part of this perk, and that is the damage reduction. Alright, so damage reduction was another easy stat to test. Using my buddy as a target, I found out that Guerrilla Fighter gives you a flat 20% damage reduction. That's across all guns and precision and body shots. So the first thing that I wanted to know was if I could tank a sniper headshot while using the perk. And the answer to this is unfortunately no. Even while using this low-impact sniper, you still get a one-shot kill while hitting precision damage. But I would say 20% is actually a pretty good buff. That'd be like your Guardian having 240 health, compared to the standard 200. So again, another fairly substantial improvement in your stats with this perk. Alright, so I know that was a lot of information thrown at your face. So let's recap real fast. First up, activation. So you can activate this perk pretty much anywhere if you try hard enough. Second is accuracy. You get a bonus 15 to 20% recoil reduction. Next is handling. You get a 40 to 50% ADS time reduction. And finally, you get a 20% damage reduction. So after reading all of those things, you might come to the same conclusion that I did, and it's that Guerrilla Fighter is a pretty dang good perk. So that begs the question, why is everybody calling for this perk to be removed? And also, why is nobody using this perk, including me? Well, I think there's only one good answer for this. And let me reassure you, it's not the perk's fault, it's Destiny's fault. Let me explain. So if you ever look around in any PvP or PvE fighting area, if you ever look at the cover laid around, you'll probably notice one thing, is that all the cover in Destiny is very vertical. Pretty much every piece of cover placed in Destiny will completely cover your head. Very seldom will you find find a waist-high piece of cover that you can actually utilize this perk with, and this is especially true in the PvP maps. So the lack of waist-high cover and the inherent higher time to kill in Destiny makes it so that you're pretty much a sitting duck if you ever actually find a place to use this perk with. So now you may be asking me, do you recommend this perk? And I have to go with a hard no on that. But there is one way I think Bungie can fix this, and it's by giving it a lean function. If you could lean and use this perk, I think it would be very powerful, and heck, I think it would even be balanced. The large amounts of vertical cover means that you could finally utilize this perk, even with those tall structures. But that's just food for thought for Bungie. Alright, so that's all I got on Guerrilla Fighter. I hope everybody liked the video. If you did, I would appreciate if you guys hit the like button and considered subscribing. It really helps out my small channel more than you guys know. I put out new, high-quality Destiny content all the time. Alright, so this has been Widgeon TV. Thanks for watching, guys.